Well, hello again, everybody. I'm going to do my point of view this morning, even though I have all the parts for that. I just don't have the time. Well, I guess I should start with today. What the hell's really going on? You know, take a look at your wallet. Take a look at your paycheck. Turn around and look at the price on the shelves at the store. It's inflation. Now, inflation is caused by too many dollars chasing too few goods. This stimulus that now I see why Trump and most Republicans were against it. I was actually for it because we needed to help. Uh, yeah, it pumped so much extra money into this economy because it wasn't just $1,200 checks to people. It was $1 billion checks to pharmaceutical companies. It was $1 billion checks to overseas that were tied into it. I found the earmarks. It wasn't just help for us, it was help for the entire world. We printed so much extra money. I can't even fathom the amount of money that was printed. That's an astronomical number. I don't know how in the world our deficit hasn't exploded. Alright? Or maybe it has, but we're being hidden information. So, the only thing I can tell you to do is just take half of what's in your wallet and burn it. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but you get rid of the money that's in the system, you'll reverse this inflation. It's kind of hard to do, but it can be done. The Federal Reserve has done it many times. The Federal Reserve has done it under Reagan. Now, I caught a thing saying that the GDP is growing at about a rate of 60%, numbers we haven't seen since Ronald Reagan. The actual numbers, from what I could read, is the GDP has fallen by about 75%. Three-quarters of the country's value has actually fallen. That puts us back to Jimmy Carter when there was gas shortages and the world was falling apart hand over fist. That doesn't put us back to Ronald Reagan, where we was actually coming out of the slump and making a stronger, better America. These numbers that they're going by now are completely insane. You can't even use them. They are so valueless, because I can't figure out the other word for it. Valueless. I know the other word for it, I just can't think of it. That they can change it in an instant to make it look better for them. There's no actual stone foundation truth behind it. The only stone foundation truth that I could find is the gold standard. Yes, an ounce of gold is equal to $20 in your wallet, or a $20 bill being printed. That gold standard. At that gold standard, our money, our dollar bill is now worth about two hundredths of a dollar. Yes, 0.2 cents. That's how much extra money was pumped into the economy. We was at 34, 36 cents to the dollar. Things are looking to get a lot worse before they get any better. I hate to say it, but that's the way it's looking right now. Things are going to fall apart majorly. Is there anything we can do about it? Well, yes, there is things we can do about it. We can start acting like we are in the middle of a depression instead of listening to the news media and going, well, it's a wonderful world. It's not, and they know it. They're portraying it as a wonderful world because the president that is seated in the White House right now is one that they wanted. So they're trying to make you think that this inflation is a wonderful thing. Inflation has never been a wonderful thing. Inflation destroys any savings that you've ever had. Inflation destroys businesses, small businesses, just regular people. Inflation has never destroyed a government, but maybe it should. A government cannot be destroyed by inflation, but everything else can be. Now, yeah, I've been looking into this Great Reset. I don't think it's feasible. I think that people would revolt long before it actually is in full play. Because the next step in their Great Reset is to globalize the economy, meaning that the dollar is going to be the dollar throughout the world. There's going to be no difference in currencies. There are going to be no foreign exchanges. And to get every country to agree with that, it would take the bayonet. I don't think we need a war over this. Now, it could be in place economically, economically, where one country does it, then the next country does it, and the next country does it, till a mass of the countries have agreed to it, and then the ones sitting on the outskirts are kind of forced into it because they don't have a choice. I still don't see that happening because that's a lot of people that disagree getting to agree on one thing. It's probably never going to happen. Or it could happen, it'd just take 1,000 years. And the people that are doing this don't want to see this change in 1,000 years because they want their money now. They don't want their money when their great, 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 great grandkids are on the planet. They want their money now. And that's the whole problem with the Great Reset when it falls apart in my book. Is not everybody in the world is going to agree with it. I could be wrong. People could just be that stupid. But that's the way I see it. Now, to fix our own economy at home, we're going to have to buckle down. We're going to have to make tough decisions. We're going to have to get rid of things that we don't need. Like, to tell you the truth, I don't really need my phone. I don't really need YouTube. I don't need a TV. I don't need anything. I don't even need a radio. And I can live. And I can survive. The only thing I need is enough land to grow a garden to feed my family. Hopefully enough land to raise some animals and feed more than just my family and myself, but feed others. And that would make perfect sense for me. Because I am a lone person. I don't like big crowds. I never did. I don't like to join in big things. I just like to be by myself doing my own thing. I'm fully aware that I've been a farmer when I was a kid. It was the best life for me. Granted, I didn't like milk cattle that much. Dairy was stupid in my book because it cost too much to get too little in return, if you asked me. But I watched grain prices and I watched other parts of farm aspects, and I'm like, you could really make a living off of that, but you can't really make a living off of dairy cattle. Not in a small herd. You need about 12,000 cattle, like they do in the Midwest, in order to actually make a profit, because then you can actually justify your running expenses. But, here we go. We're going to see what happens in the next couple of years. I'm not saying it's going to be an easy road to take. I'm going to say it's going to be rough. Strap in, because this is going to be hard before it gets good again. And we're going to have to figure something out amongst each other. We can't rely on the government no more, because the government makes some really stupid decisions, such as the shutdowns, such as the mandates and everything else. We know our government can be dumber than a box of freaking rocks. Are we still going to trust them when we could figure it out in 5 seconds? If we just sat down and thought about it with the facts that we have now? Think about it. If we had the facts that we have now, 2 years ago, the facts that we have now, would this still be the same? I don't think so. But we should have took into account that our government does not know what it's doing, and told them kiss our hind ends more than 2 years ago now. And we did our freedom thing, where we went out and we took care of it ourselves as American citizens, knowing our freedoms, rather than trust a group of outright morons in D.C. Well, that's it from me. Y'all have a good one. Stay smoking. Bye.